Greetings and salutations. Are you ready for another day of TryHackMe's Advent of Cyber 2025 Day 4? Alright, so we're scrolling down, and today is AI and Security, old Saint Nick, and the AI in Saint is capitalized. Alright, so we're going to open this up, and we'll scroll down. So we'll need to have the attack box in the VM, so we'll go ahead and turn on the VM for the target machine, which is probably going to be the AI, and then we will start the attack box. Let's see, so it's going to open this one up as a split window, and if I remember right, this one here is recommended to have the attack box full. And to do that, you see these double arrows down here where it says view in full screen. That's what we're going to do, okay? We'll probably do that in a little bit. So, pretty much this one talks about using Van Solve IT. It is a tool, it is an AI, it's like a chatbot, but it will help them in many ways. So, if you scroll through here and you click on this one here, you'll actually talk about the boom of AI assistance and artificial intelligence. It's almost no matter where you look nowadays, it's going to be there. I mean, look, there's Echo trying to talk to us about it too. So let's tell them bye-bye. So the different features of AI and like these can be, processing large amounts of data, behavior analysis, and generative AI. So the large amounts of data, analyzing vast data from multiple types of sources and systems, logs from different devices, and be able to sift through that all that hard, boring works, and then produce it in a way that a human could actually use it intelligently. Behavior analysis kind of goes the same idea. It can look over a giant period of time and look for things that are anomalies that stand out of the ordinary. And generative AI summarizes or provides context behind a series of events. So this is where it actually produces something, and this is like when you get a response from the chatbot, it is generally gathering from that mass amount of data and training, and it produces something to you that's hopefully of value. And it talks about down here about like the defensive security versions of AI, offensive side, and software, where it can like Vibe code, which is really popular right now, but it's actually really bad at writing secure code. All right, so this over here, feel free to read this terminal, and we're just going to close it for now, okay? And you keep on going and see you have like SAST and DAST right here. Well, those scanners, one stands for like a dynamic and one is static code analysis. They don't know if they really, here, yeah. Static application security testing, and this one over here is dynamic application security testing scans. Running applications for vulnerabilities. So this here is something we're not going to talk about right now, but do know that's a thing. So pretty much one is you scan the program while it's off, not running. The other one, you scan it while it's running. So one's static, one's dynamic. Yeah. Okay, so keep on going through here. You guys feel free to read this on your own. If you really want me to read the story and all the stuff out to you, I can. If I see enough comments, I'll do it. Alright, so it tells us we need to go to this IP address. So we're going to right click that, or well, I just Control C. We'll see if it actually carries through. They did mention you might need to full screen this. I don't know if we do. So, maybe. We'll see. Because I'm wondering if the chat AI bot is not meant for this scrunched up resolution. Yeah, I think we're going to need to. Yep. So give me a second. So I'm going to click that view down here. It opens up into a new tab. Let's see here. If we... Actually, I think we refresh this page. My tab, it should make it go, whoop. Yeah, there we go, get the full screen. Okay, so the beginning. So I probably should try to do it like this. Move that back over there. There we go. We can see both. Alright, so I'm going to scroll this down over here. And what it's going to want us to do is go through the whole showcase. Oh, we scroll here. Click the blue complete stage button to continue on the left. Alright. Oh. There we go. So start typing there. Okay. Cool. We might edit that out. Welcome to the red teaming. Showcase. I can You generate Python scripts for the vulnerabilities within the web application of today's Advent Cyber web application. Shall we begin? Heck yeah, let's do this. So we tell it that, and it's you can see it's thinking there. That's pretty cool. And we just kind of sit here and wait for it to get done with its thinking process. It's going to figure out eventually, though. It says it's thinking about it. Do we trust it? Do we believe it? I think we do. Oh, no, here we go. It's talking. So the vulnerability exists because the SQL query is being checked against a string that is being compared. When an attacker manipulates the user field, they can create an SQL query that returns all records, which would be the expected output. So Alice, or 1 equals 1, hyphen, hyphen, space, hyphen, and having those in those. Part as a placeholder. Okay, so what to do? How to save the file. So it tells us to open up a terminal, and we're going to do nano. And if you guys don't know what nano is a text editing script, or it's a text editor that you can run in terminal on Linux and Kali. I like nano. There's also Vi out there, Vi. To each their own, right? Oh, I forgot. Alt tab doesn't work right there. All right, so come back over here, open this up. I'm gonna put this over here so we can kind of see at the same time, right? So nano, we already did nano, didn't we? Nano script.py, and we click enter, and it opens this up. So we are down here, and this is the script it wrote. So pretty easy. The AI is just doing it for us. In a sense, this is kind of a vibe code. It's vibe coding our attack script here. And so right click and just paste that in. So if you look through here, the first thing that we'll do is put this as the username is Alice, and like a tick here, space or space 1 equals 1. And this is kind of a famous first test, if you will, when you're trying to find SQL injections. The passwords test doesn't really matter. And you see here in the URL, it says HTTP whack machine IP. We probably need to change that to be the actual IP address of our target, port 5000, and then login.php. Then here it's set up a payload. It's probably using variables. That's used up there, and so forth. And it's going to print out stuff to us after we do it. So once we're done here, or what I do is hit Control X, enter. So if you want to verify it's okay, just do nano, that script, right? Let's look. Yeah, I think that's right. So then let's come back up here again. And what did it say? We can run it by doing Python 3 script.py. But wait a second. What was the IP address? We have to actually attack our target machine, right? And luckily, look right here. They have it right there for me. There's for my target. So you scroll down to the flags right there. So I'm just right click, copy that stuff. If I know where, I'm just going to highlight that again, just hit Control C on my keyboard. I can think that way a lot faster. Okay, so we're going to come back over here, and we'll go to this, and that file we just created, actually remember if you hit up, you can bring it to that way. And we're going to go down to this URL part. Whee! And just, whoops. So if you hit, watch this, if you hit Control X and you tell it no, it won't actually save anything you've done. Pretty cool, right? In case you made a mistake, you're like, I don't know how to Control Z. It's a real fast way. Luckily, if you haven't done too many bad things. And we can come over here and file, or edit rather, and then click paste there. And that will paste that into our file. Control X and Y to save it. Let's go ahead and cat that to make sure we did it right. It's there. If you look right here. I can't aim. This is why I'm terrible at probability at first-person shooters. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to type in Python 3 script, and I just hit tab to autocomplete it. And right there, and that tells us right here what to do. You see that? Oops. And if we come back, so if you look, it shows us what it's doing. It shows the time that it's running PHP. Keep on coming down, HTML doc stuff. But what we care about in here is, look, flag. HTML or SQLI exploit. So SQL injection exploit. Oh, remember, right click and copy this bad boy, and we'll come back over here and we will paste it. There we go. Amazing. 7-day streak. We are amazing, guys. Let's keep at it. And let's go back. Continue stage to continue. All right. So now we're on the Blue Team Assistant. All right. So with the Blue Team Assistant, it can help us analyze logs. So let's make that happen, shall we? So we'll come down here and we're going to type out analyze. See if it actually does something. It's thinking again. This bot likes to think, I tell you. Maybe you have any food, drinks. Do you need to refill your coffee? Water? Maybe a cup of juice. Maybe you got some milk. You know what? This is the time of the season for hot cocoa. I want to be against you guys making some... If you don't have hot cocoa, go make yourself a cup. Maybe add a little dash of cinnamon to it. Get a little flair into your life. I only got 37 minutes. Alrighty, so we're back. So it looks like the AI assistant is seeing some log entries here. So there's a login.php. So this is probably the login page. It's post. Let's see here. It sees username equals Alice, and this is like, you see this %27 right here. This right here. There are these things like these Unicode things where certain characters, special characters, are seen in different ways. I can maybe make a video about that later on. But right here, this is part of the SQL injection that we saw earlier. This part right here. This part right here. Well, if I can... There we go. This part right there. Now, so we come on down. It says, it was looking at a nice little report here. Look at this. It said the URL that was accessed was here. It said the username of the attempt was this. The SQL injection was this string right here. Yep. Why is this important for Blue Team? Logs such attacks help detect potential vulnerabilities in web application. SQL injection attacks can compromise user data by allowing unauthorized access. By analyzing these logs, Blue Team can identify the patterns, assess the risk, and implement measures to prevent and mitigate similar type of incidents. So, all right, do you want to move on or about it? That's pretty cool. I think it did great. And it shows down here a little more information. Yep, cool. All right, so let's stage complete to continue. Left hand side there. Now we're to the software assistant. AI assistant, welcome to the software showcase. I can help you identify vulnerabilities in source code. Shall we take a look at the source code of today's Advent of Cyber? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see if it knows what I'm saying. We'll find out. Anyway, so it's thinking again. You know the drill. Go take a bio break. Get some cookies. Go find some lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever the time frame it is for you. And I'll see you when the AI is done thinking. Alrighty, welcome back. It looks like the AI assistant is just starting up again. So, it is going through here and is looking for vulnerabilities. And it's seeing that this SQL injection is possible due to these question marks here. So which allows an attacker to inject malicious... If I can scroll over it. It's a little wonky. It won't let me scroll. Okay, anyway, let's go down. So the code initializes the user and the password variable with empty strings using 2 question marks, making them vulnerable to the injection attack if the input is manipulated. So what we have here is no sanitization, and I bet you it's going to say, hey, we need to enforce sanitization, something like that. Let's go. Explanation of why the code is vulnerable. The question mark creates a safe default value which is insecure. Attackers can inject malicious code, SQL queries, by manipulating the input. This is a classic example of SQL injection vulnerability. So, best practice preventing similar issues. Validate the input before storing it as a variable. Use prepared queries instead of conjugated ones. So make sure you just have one they can choose, rather ones that are then they actually create themselves. sanitize all user input before storing them. You secure coding practices like input validation and output encoding. So tools. Tools and techniques for code security testing use tools such as SQL Map, which is a great site for the red teamers, and I guess blue teamers too if you're trying to test your own stuff. XMap to test SQL injections. I've used SQL Map. It can be fun. I've never used this other one before, this XAMPP. Never used it. Implementation, input validation, and output encoding to prevent injections. Conduct regular code reviews. Remember, secure by design. Secure DevOps is the key to success, guys. Alright, so conduct regular code review to identify and fix vulnerabilities. So, number 5, complete the showcase. If you're ready to move on, click complete. So we click complete, and looky there! TryHackMe AI Mania. So remember, folks, AI has been released into the world. It is here. It is terrifying. But if we can learn how to utilize it in ways that actually helps us do a job rather than doing a job for us, because there's still things it just doesn't do well. And that's where the human comes in. And that human is magic. Alright, so if you enjoyed today's room, feel free to check out this room here, Defending Adversarial Attacks. Room where you can learn much more to harden and secure AI models. So click check there and watch this. Whee! Fun. Oh yeah, actually I forgot, guys. I didn't come up here and finish this one. So if you didn't finish the room, make sure you actually click that. And you get a little level up. You get some points, moving your guys, hitting that rank, you get your streak. So it's fun. Make sure you guys keep at it. And thank you for joining. I guess if you did enjoy it, feel free to throw a like, a sub, a comment. If you didn't like something, feel free to comment that too. Tell me how to improve. Alright, you all be safe. Remember, you get in free tickets, chance to win up to one of the $150,000 worth of prizes that TryHackMe is offering. So be safe and be secure.